Shut up and sit down.
What's going on, everybody? It's iAreCade here, and I'm here with my good friend Chaz.
Yo.
And welcome back to the Tech Rich Games podcast. If you're on YouTube watching the video, normally we have us talking over Discord with our avatars. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, Discord did not want to show up on OBS, so I'll be playing Pokemon while we talk during the podcast. So I'm gonna be shiny hunting. Yeah, I'll be shiny hunting Dreepies. Hopefully, cross my fingers, I'll get the shiny while we're recording. That'd be pretty dope reaction. Otherwise, just watch me ride a bike for an hour.
Out.
What's that?
If you get a shiny, I'm gonna freak out.
Dude, I will freak out, to be honest. But it's gonna be so hard trying to talk and like concentrate on like what I'm doing at the same time, and I'm not even doing like the most difficult thing in this game. But yeah, so it's been a while. It's been a couple weeks. We were busy last week. So we're back at it again this week, talking about lots of stuff. Obviously, I'm playing Pokemon. That recently came out. Probably saving that for last because that's going to be something that we'll talk about for a good while. But first, let's talk about. Let's get out of the way. The Jedi Fall Order, Chaz. What have you been thinking about that? I haven't played it, but tell us what you think.
So, I have such mixed feelings about this game. Like, first of all, the combat in this game is amazing. Some of the best combat I've played
Mm-hmm.
in a long time. I've never really gotten into the Souls games, but this is a similar vein to that. Kind of dumbed down in comparison, is from what I understand. But the combat is amazing. Deflecting lasers back into stormtroopers, force pushing and pulling, and there's so much you can do with the lightsaber, and it's so deep. And like, I'm not even through the game yet, so I don't have everything unlocked. But like, the combat is so good. The story is also really good, which is for a Star Wars video game is not a common thing these days.
It's like a video game movie. It's like it's never really that great.
Yeah, like if this was the plot of a movie, I'd be totally down with watching it.
Cool.
And that just shows how good of a story it actually is.
Yeah, I might check that one out towards the end of the year. I know.
Yeah, if you like Star Wars at all, you have to play this game.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I'm playing this on a regular launch PS4, and it is rough. It stutters a lot. It straight up freezes a lot. Like
I missed one.
The performance is not great, and it really hinders like what my thoughts are on the game.
Mm-hmm.
But the combat and the story just like kind of like outweigh it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm loving it so far.
Nice. Let me make sure. I just realized I was like, let me make sure that my mic is not being picked up twice over because of Elgato. Sure enough,
it might be,
my mic
heard
was.
A little echo.
Yeah, sure enough, my mic was being picked up. So
it wasn't too bad.
Hopefully, I didn't echo. But yeah, I was a big Star Wars fan growing up. I mean, I still like Star Wars, but I was really big into it like around 5th grade and stuff like that, like when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
I know 5th grade I was like really deep into it because episode 3 kind of got me like really excited about it again. But,
episode 3 is the most underrated film in the series. Don't add me.
Oh no, by far it's definitely the best of the prequel trilogy, like without a doubt.
Yeah.
I think it's probably better than the last one that they came out with. So, you know.
Yeah. But if you like Star Wars at all, you're gonna like this game. Like the lore, there's so much lore, and like your little droid BD1 might be like my favorite droid in all of Star Wars. He is so cool. He's so funny. And he really just feels like your little pet that just like I need to get me a little action figure, like, as soon as possible. He's so cool.
Yeah, I'll probably check it out towards the end of the year. Maybe ask for it for like a Christmas gift or something.
Yeah, like, get it on Black Friday. I'm sure it's going to be on sale somewhere.
That's true. Oh my God, Black Friday's this literally like 3 days from now.
Yeah, it's definitely worth the pickup, and it's super impressive that Respawn is like put this game out. I don't know, like, I think Respawn's like one of the best developers in the game right now.
Mm-hmm.
From Titanfall 2 to Apex to this, like, they've just killed this generation, and like, I don't know, they're amazing.
Nice. Yeah, it's nice to see that they're able to make a game out of their realm of first person shooters that is actually successful and is doing well.
Yeah.
But
and they use a lot of the movement from like Titanfall, like the wall running and the sliding and stuff. You could definitely see how that was used in this game, but it's totally different. Like, it's really impressive.
Yeah, using assets from a previous game, no one will really complain about it unless they're Pokemon fans. Because, oh my God, Pokemon fans are ridiculous.
We're gonna get into that later because we haven't really talked at all about what I think of Pokemon. So
yeah, but we still won't be getting back into Pokemon because the next game that came out actually came out before both of these is Outer Worlds, which I have yet to play. I'll be getting it actually tomorrow that we're recording.
Nice,
because it's gonna be my anniversary gift from Taylor. So I'll be able to. Thank you. So I'll be able to play that finally, and see what it's all about. Because from what I've seen and heard so far, it's been nothing but positive, which is good, which is great. I'm glad to hear that.
I really wish Cooper was here because Cooper's he's beaten it and he's on his New Game Plus playthrough of this game.
Damn.
He beat this. Like, this is a Cooper ass game. Like. And I knew
that almost makes me not want to play it.
And I was telling Cooper, I was like, Cooper, you have to play this game. You're gonna like it. And he's like, he finally played it, and then he literally beat it in like 2 days. And he did every side mission. He did everything. I was like, what the fuck? Like, this game isn't giant. It's probably like 40, 50 hours, I'd say, to beat. But like, still to do that shit, like with all the side missions, and he's still playing it. My opinion of the game, I'm probably about 20 hours in. I really like it. If you like Fallout games, especially Fallout 3 and New Vegas, you're going to like this game. This game is straight up New Vegas, but like not as buggy and not as ugly.
That's good, because New Vegas was fucking unplayable on the goddamn PS3, bro. I remember I was doing the last mission when you were taking over the Hoover Dam, and the game crashed and corrupted my save data right there. And I was playing on like the whatever hardcore ranger mode, whatever it was, because that was during the days of me being a trophy whore. And so after that, I didn't play New Vegas until I ended up getting a 360. Like a few years later, because I was that fucking pissed. I think I traded in the game that like later that week. Because I was so upset.
So
yeah.
Especially like that long, like to just lose your save is like.
Oh my God. I think I missed a couple of encounters because I was trying to keep track of like the encounters on the hatching, but oh well, it's not too big of a deal. But
it's honestly crazy to me, like how similar this game is to Fallout. Like, I'm surprised Bethesda like didn't try and like sue them, because like. If you take the word ship and replace it with vault, this is a Fallout game, straight up.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like similar, but there's probably like certain assets that they were able to get away with that like they might have revamped, because I mean, it's probably a completely new engine compared to what Bethesda's working with, because I feel like they've been probably using the same engine for the last like 10 years. So that's probably why it's like they're not using like the same engine or anything.
It looks so much better than like Fallout 4 does. And like, I'm like 20 hours in and I never really experienced anything like super buggy, like, or anything. So like, it's pretty much just a Fallout game, but prettier and less buggy.
Well, cool deal. I'm excited to try it out. I'll probably play a little bit of it over the weekend. I'm gonna keep mentioning Pokemon, but I'm just obsessed right now.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing too is Pokemon.
Yeah.
I need to get back into Jedi so I could finish it. But yeah.
Cool. Well, since we just mentioned Jedis and Star Wars, let's talk about Disney Plus, which came out.
Baby.
Actually, I think it's been like 3 weeks since it came out, and we haven't talked about it yet.
It's been 11 days.
11 days, yeah. No, so yeah, 11, almost 2 full weeks. Yeah, that's true because they added like episodes. Like they launched with an episode on like Tuesday whenever they launched, and then like that Friday they added new episodes. So that's kind of what's throwing off my number calculations.
So are you caught up on the Mandalorian? It's just so I don't spoil anything?
Taylor and I we finished through episode 3 on everything that we've been watching, pretty much.
Okay, nice.
So yeah.
Baby Yoda is my fucking life. Fuck.
Baby Yoda, bro. Baby Yoda is so fucking adorable.
I wish he would get a name because I don't want to call him Baby Yoda because he's not Baby Yoda, but there's nothing else you can call him.
Yeah, there's a lot of like theories behind what it actually is. Like if it's a reincarnation of Yoda, if it's another baby like of the same species of. Is there a species also called Yoda?
No, that's the thing. Like in Star Wars lore, like no one knows what the Yoda species is.
Oh, okay. Because I know like there's like Yaddle or something like that, which was like his.
Yaddle.
Yeah, which was like his mentor or whatever.
Yeah, those are like the only 2 like of that species that we know about, really.
Yeah.
And this new baby one, which is so fucking cute.
Yeah, we had a big conversation about it when I went to go pick up my copies of Pokemon at GameStop. Like it was literally the 2 workers there, which you remember, Chris. But it was Chris, me, Chris's coworker, and then like 2 other guys that were customers in the store. We were just talking about Star Wars the whole time. And Chris was rocking his Mandalorian, like the skull signet.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's truly, Baby Yoda's truly like taking over the world. Like,
dude, he is.
He's like the biggest meme right now.
He's a phenomenon.
Everyone loves him. Like, so cool. Not even to talk about how good this show, The Mandalorian, is.
Dude, like they surpassed my expectations with how good it would be.
Oh, dude.
Now,
me too.
So
like,
so far, I don't think
the first episode I was in.
Yeah. Now, I think the last episode was actually probably like my least favorite of the 3 so far.
I'd say the same thing.
Yeah, it was just slow paced, but overall, I mean, like just production value, everything about it was insane. I was not expecting that. Like it looks higher production than like Netflix originals, or on the same pace of Netflix originals. So that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, dude, they spent some fucking money on this show. Yeah, like the last episode, pretty much everything that didn't pertain to Baby Yoda was just kind of whatever. I did like seeing him get his full armor set though. That was super cool.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. His armor's sick.
Yeah, like I just don't like. And like the way that the last episode ended, like I really don't know where they're gonna be going the rest of the season. So I don't know. I'm interested to see.
Yeah, because he's on the run from the guild. So
yeah, so I guess he's probably
like
gonna him and Baby Yoda.
It's the hunter becomes the hunted. I'm assuming.
I just hope he like stops and gets like Baby Yoda like a cone of ice cream or something.
Some space ice cream.
That's what I want to see in the show is like Baby Yoda just snacking down on something, and like all over his face and stuff. That's what I need. Yeah. Very important thing.
Well, he already ate like a frog, which was pretty. They just ate like the whole frog.
That's true.
Yeah, he did eat
that
something.
Was awesome. Yes. So, what other stuff are you watching on Disney Plus?
Motherfucking Jeff Goldblum.
Dude, I haven't even started it yet.
Oh my god, Chaz. It's so
I know.
Good. It's so good. But like, it's Jeff Goldblum, so you're just like, dude, what the fuck is going through this dude's mind? Dude. Oh, it's so brilliant. Like, it just makes you think. So is it
just him like going around doing shit? Like just fucking around?
So they have 3 episodes so far. The first episode he kind of like delves into like the meaning behind stuff. The first episode was oh shit. Oh, like sneakers. Like the culture and of sneakers and like how it got to be the way it is and like the phenomenon behind it. And he ended up going to whatever big sneaker convention, I think in California or something like that, and was talking to people and stuff like that. But it's just that's Jeff Goldblum. It's just fun to listen to his banter. Yeah, so it's just like you're listening to Jeff Goldblum like speak and like his thought process behind stuff, and it's just Jeff Goldblum. You're just like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
dude, I have to check it out. I can't wait to watch it.
It's so good. And then the second episode, it was so funny in the first episode because everyone at the sneaker convention had like Supreme fucking fanny packs. They were fucking, everyone was just fucking hype beasts. It was hilarious. But the second one was ice cream, which was also pretty interesting. And then the third one was tattoos.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I love Jeff Goldblum, so I can't wait to watch it. I've been slacking.
It's so good. And then Taylor and I also watched the Lady and the Tramp movie.
The new one?
Yeah, did you watch that one? The live action?
I haven't seen it yet, no.
It was very good. It was very good. Now I obviously didn't remember too much of Lady and the Tramp because I haven't seen that movie since I was like, I don't know, 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
I just remember like a couple of things like I'd remember here and there. The only thing is like, which I understand as to why, but they changed the Siamese cat's voice and song. It wasn't extremely.
I totally forgot about that.
It wasn't extremely racist.
Holy fuck! I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So they
wow.
they fixed that. But
yeah, that's another thing I'm gonna have to watch.
Yeah, it was good though. Other than that, like everything was like pretty spot on from the cartoon version.
Yeah. Did they eat spaghetti?
What was that?
Did they eat spaghetti?
Yes, they sure did.
Nah.
Could you imagine if they took that scene out, like the most iconic scene in the whole movie?
That'd be weird if they didn't do it, honestly.
It was actually really cool. And like the dogs were just so adorable. And Taylor was like
the CG and stuff. Does it look good?
What's that?
The CG and stuff?
Yeah, like it was really good. I think it was. I haven't seen The Lion King, but from what I've heard about it, it was probably better than that.
Damn, because I thought The Lion King looked good. So.
Oh, everything you hear about The Lion King online, that was like the CG was god awful, but like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Jungle Book was really good, so I put it up there with that.
Yeah.
But
I'm excited for that too.
But let's see, what else did we watch? We watched the craziest thing that we've been watching is we watched a couple of the Pixar shorts the first night, because after we watched the first episode of both The World According to Jeff Goldblum and The Mandalorian, we were like, well, what is there else to watch? So we went back and watched a couple of the Pixar shorts. Like one of my favorites was the old man playing chess by himself in the park.
That's the best one.
Yes,
that's
dude.
That's the best one.
Before
that's the
Bug's
best
Life.
Fucking one.
I remember that so clearly.
That's my favorite fucking start.
Yeah, we watched that one. We watched. They had 2 of them that we watched that I didn't see before. It was one with like a little sandpiper, the little bird, and he's trying to eat the little clams in the sand before the waves take him away. I don't know if you've seen that one.
A lot of the newer ones I don't remember.
But it was fantastic. I think it was called Piper, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I don't know which movie that was before, because like I still haven't seen Up, which is a sin.
Bro.
I haven't seen Inside Out or whatever it is.
Oh my god.
I haven't seen those two, and then the other ones that I haven't seen, I don't ever want to ever see anyway, which was like Planes and like Cars 2.
Yeah.
Because I never cared for cars.
Yeah.
But the other one I think was the one that played before Incredibles 2, which I didn't watch Incredibles 2 in theaters. We watched it. We streamed it, so I never watched like the Pixar short before it. And it was
same.
And it was like it was really good. I can't think of what it was called because it was like a Japanese name, Obi or something like that. I think it started with an O, but it was really good. And then of course the other one that we had to watch was, I don't remember which movie it was before. Maybe Monsters Inc. because it was an old one. But you remember the snowman in the snow globe?
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, dude, we watched that one. Oh no, I don't want to take my Pokemon out of the daycare center. Damn it! Fuck.
Yeah, I didn't even realize they had all the shorts on there.
Yeah, they have like every single Pixar short. They have like a whole section for Pixar.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool.
I haven't even dove that like into the Pixar. Yeah, I've literally just been watching Disney Channel original movies.
Yeah, we watched Brink.
Dude,
we had to watch Brink. We watched it the first night, I think, as well.
Yeah, that was one of the first things I watched. That movie is fucking amazing.
Yeah,
I still love it.
It's so good. And we went back and watched. Eventually, we're probably gonna watch through the whole thing, but we went back and watched one episode of Boy Meets World.
I've never seen Boy Meets World.
You never watched a Boy Meets World?
No,
bro, you missed out. It was so good. I think the episode, it was like a Halloween episode where like they're trying to figure out who the killer was. But anyway, I think that's all we watched so far. I don't think we watched anything else. Oh, how can I forget? We've been watching the old Spider-Man cartoon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which like the one that all the memes come from, where he's like laying on the train tracks and stuff.
Yeah, and the pointing at each other.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to that episode yet, but we've been watching that because it's so bad, but so entertaining.
I used to love, I don't know if it was that one or the 90s one. Spectacular Spider-Man was, maybe?
Yeah, it's not that one. Spectacular, I think, was the 90s.
I used to watch one when I was little. It wasn't the same one, though, but there's so much shit on there, man. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, there's so much stuff on there, and it's only going to get better and better. So,
yeah.
if anyone likes Disney, like, you just have to.
At all?
You just have to get Disney Plus. And then also on top of that, not only can you just do Disney Plus by itself, you can also have the upgraded package, which has Hulu and ESPN.
Yeah.
So it's got a lot to offer.
Yeah, man. Like, such a good deal for, what is it, $6 a month or $7 a month?
Yes, $6.99.
Yeah, like, such a good deal.
Yeah. Anything else you've been watching? Well, I know you've been watching Hannah Montana because you were tweeting about how you were singing the song from it.
I actually haven't been watching Hannah Montana.
Oh, you haven't? It just popped in your head one day?
That song. But I will probably get back to Hannah Montana because I used to fucks with Hannah Montana. But
it was a good show.
I had watched High School Musical, the series, the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't gone back to catch up with the other ones, but it's kind of similar, like The Office / Glee, like where it's kind of like a documentary, like mockumentary type thing.
Okay.
If you like High School Musical, I think you'll like it. Or if you like Glee, I think you'll like it. But if you don't like that, then it's probably not for you.
I haven't seen Glee, but I have seen both High School Musicals.
Well, there's 3 of them.
Well, I never watched it. Maybe I've seen the third one.
The third one was like in theaters and shit, so I doubt
you watched that probably one. Not then, unless I watched it like in school or something. Like, because I remember in like 7th grade or whatever, when the first or second one came out, we had watched it during school because we had a free day one time.
Dude, when the first one came out, that was such a big fucking deal.
Yeah, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, you look just like Zac Efron."
Yeah, all the girls told that to me too.
It's like because we had like the surfer boy hair,
Yeah,
so everyone looked like him at that time.
pretty much.
But yeah,
But yeah, other than that, and old Disney Channel movies, that's pretty much all I've been watching on Disney Plus.
yeah, we're gonna eventually. I know Taylor wants to watch through Hannah Montana, not Hannah Montana, Lizzie McGuire. So we're gonna watch that since they're having like a movie or whatever.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, so Taylor's like, we need to watch it before it comes out. I was like, that's a lot of watching.
It's another show I never watched.
I remember it. It was also pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. They had a lot of good shows on Disney.
Now, before we transition to Pokemon, I need to give a shout out to Mr. Robot, even though it's not on Disney Plus. If you're not watching Mr. Robot, watch Mr. Robot. That's all.
What is Mr. Robot on? Is it HBO?
No, it's on USA.
Oh, it's on regular cable. Okay.
Yeah, but like it streams on Amazon.
Okay.
And this is like the final season, and it's like, depending on how it ends, it's gonna be up there with Breaking Bad for me, like with best shows ever.
That's big words,
And
but
like,
I've heard
yeah,
I've heard good
like-
things about it, so I need to check it out.
some people don't like it, but like, yeah, like if you have never watched Mr. Robot, just watch the first episode. And the pilot is probably one of the best pilots I've ever seen, like up there with like Lost and shit. You'll definitely get hooked once you watch the first episode.
I'm about it. I'll try it out.
Yeah,
We just
and
have
it's
a
not
lot.
too long. It's only 4 seasons, and they're
Okay.
like 10 episodes a season.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I know there's just a lot of TV and movies and stuff that
Yeah,
we need
dude,
to
there's
catch
so
up on.
much. Like,
There's
it's
always something. Like I
I
thought
haven't
game
even
releases.
started watching it yet.
They have so many games coming out. It's like, dude, there's like a fucking TV show and movie coming out like every fucking day.
Yeah, like I'm one of the biggest Watchmen fans on the planet, and I haven't watched a single episode of this new show. So
Same.
And
I haven't watched it yet.
at this point, I'm just gonna wait for it to finish and then watch it all.
Yeah, that way I could just
I
binge
don't
it.
know how many episodes there is, but I'm just gonna wait now.
Yeah, it's not a bad thought and idea there.
Yeah.
But all right, so that's it for Disney Plus. Actually, I just realized I'm wearing my Pizza Planet shirt.
Nice.
Speaking of Disney Plus, but we're gonna get into the nitty gritty here. We're gonna be talking about Pokemon Sword and Shield. So,
Yay.
Chaz, what have been your thoughts on Pokemon Sword and Shield? Considering you're not as big of a Pokemon fan as me, so I kind of want to know from someone who's more of a I guess you could say a more casual fan of the series.
hmm Well, to be honest, I'm kind of disappointed
Really?
because I don't know. Just feel like being the first game on like a console. I know the Switch is like a handheld still technically, but like this shit feels like a 3DS game.
It's fair.
Like I don't know. Like I expected them to push the envelope more, and I don't know why I expect that because they never do. But I don't know. It's just like okay. I feel like.
Dude,
I know you probably think it's amazing, but
I do actually. I think it's probably one of the best Pokemon games we've had in a while.
I mean, is that saying that much though? Because like, I mean, I don't know. I'm not like you said. Like, I don't play it that much. Like, the last one I really played was X and Y, and I
Yeah.
feel like it's not that different.
And that was
There
the
are
last
some
one that I
differences, but, like-
truly enjoyed a lot was X and Y. Sun and Moon was
Yeah.
like really slow to get into, and it was okay overall. Story was whatever, but
Yeah.
this one I really enjoy. I understand where you're coming from, where like you think the game could have been bigger, better, considering it's now on like a console. You know, it could be something equivalent
Mhm.
to, or even look similar to Super Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, whatever it may be. However,
I try and compare it to Persona 5, like another turn-based RPG
okay,
from
yeah,
Japan.
yeah,
When I was playing Persona 5, I cared about the story. I don't give a fuck about the story in this game. There's no voice acting. Like, all these characters just look the same. I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna beat all the gym leaders, and I'm gonna be the champion. That's what's gonna happen because that's what happens in every game.
Yeah,
But like, I don't.
Well, it's kind of weird because it's just the formula of Pokemon of.
Yeah, and I get that it's hard to break out of that because that's what it is.
Because I mean,
that's what
except for like 3D Mario's, every Mario platformer is the same. Before Breath of the Wild, every Zelda was very similar. I mean, you had dungeons, you collected all the things from the dungeons, you got an item in a dungeon to be able to help you beat the boss of the dungeon, and you save Zelda from Ganondorf, or you just stop his plans.
That's a reason why I kind of got bored with Zelda till Breath of the Wild. Like, I wanted this game to be the Breath of the Wild of Pokemon.
I gotcha. I think it's the first step in a direction. I think they played it just very safe. They didn't want to derail too far off from Pokemon that we know. I think the wild area was a great step into a quote-unquote open world Pokemon feel. Because as you progress through the game and get more gym badges, more and more Pokemon become available in the area. Because from the beginning, before you get a single badge in the game, the whole wild area is open. But you can only capture and battle certain Pokemon. Otherwise, you would get destroyed because they were like level 56 Pokemon, and you're like team's still at level 12. So
yeah, I got insta-killed the first time.
I thought that was really cool.
Zone or whatever.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, and when I first got into it, like, dude, I spent hours probably running around the wild area, seeing what I could do and how big it was, and it was pretty crazy that like it's pretty much open the whole time. It's just soft locked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of what the wild area was just kind of like a test, just to kind of see how people thought about it, and with that feedback, they can maybe scale the game accordingly next time around. I think just being the first actual game, because like Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee was just a filler for the time being, right? Not really
just a remake of Red and Blue.
Yeah,
so
it's just
like,
a remake.
They're not gonna change it that much.
Yeah. So I think, considering this was also being developed along with it, it was just kind of like that next step in the evolution of Pokemon, no pun intended. And like the next game, or maybe not the next game, because supposedly the next one's supposed to be remakes of Diamond and Pearl. That's what everyone's kind of contemplating what's going to be next. But maybe Gen 9 or whatever might be a more expansive game. But I don't know, because I don't know how it would really work. I guess like within, like, let's say I'm in the wild area right now, and I guess like you would just have like this big open area, and you would just cross the wild area to get to city. Because the way it feels in this one is kind of like the wild area is just like a safari zone.
Yeah.
Which was always the coolest fucking thing in every Pokemon, was the safari zone. But then they didn't have it in every game, which was unfortunate. Because I like the coolest thing about the very first Pokemon.
What I want is for the game to start, you pick up starter, and then you just go. It's not linear. You just go wherever you want.
And I think this one, even though it still took you probably like maybe 20 minutes to really get into the wild area from the beginning, it still wasn't as bad as fucking Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon's beginning was atrocious, because the whole first island was a tutorial. Whereas this one kind of just had like that little beginning area, and that was it. And if you ended up catching a Pokemon before you talked to Leon on Route 2, it skipped the whole like battle, like here's how to catch a Pokemon thing that they always had every generation. So there was a few things that they did to kind of, for the people who know what to do, can kind of go along their way without having to worry about it.
Yeah, I thought that was something new they did for this one, so I'm glad to know that it was in Sun and Moon or whatever. Because when you were like, do you know how to catch Pokemon? You could just say, yeah, and skip the whole 5-minute tutorial. I was like, this is good. I like this.
Yeah, so that was really nice. And the beginning didn't really take long to go through, which was also really nice. Because, I mean, you take maybe 10 to 20 minutes to do this first area before you get to the wild area, which is right before the first gym area. And compared to Sun and Moon, where, dude, I feel like it was like 45 minutes before you got into anything that like you're like, okay, can I fucking do my own shit now, please? So that's good as far as I guess kind of like the introductory part of the game. As far as story, dude, I haven't played a Pokemon for story. He's still better than Hal from fucking Sun and Moon.
Okay, what I'm learning is that Sun and Moon was awful.
Sun and Moon was god awful, Chaz. I am not gonna lie to you. Sun and Moon was god awful, and they didn't sell it to us
and
once.
Then
they sold it to us twice.
The same game again.
They sold Sun and Moon to us twice with Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. What was the difference? 2 new Pokemon and like 2 new characters in the story that added an extra 20 minutes of gameplay.
Bought it,
huh?
You bought both games twice, didn't you? You bought Sun and Moon twice, right?
I plead the 5th.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they don't need to do anything, and this game's the best-selling Switch game.
But to be honest, though, I really almost did not buy Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And that actually, usually I buy both versions. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon I didn't. I only bought Ultra Moon.
Okay, so it didn't fully get you.
No, it didn't fully get me. But I still ended up buying it. But at that time, I mean, we didn't know how much there was going to be in it.
Yeah.
And what wasn't going to be in it. But I had to catch those 2 or 3 new Pokemon, dude.
It's like a fucking cult. Like, you have to have all of them. Like.
And and I guess we can get into it now because there's no avoiding it. But that's the whole reasoning to why people were so pissed off about the National Dex not being in the game is because, like, they want every Pokemon that they've caught over the years in this game. Which I understand. I think it would be cool to have every Pokemon. But realistically, you do not need every Pokemon.
Fuck no, dude. Like, there's so many Pokemon.
Like, okay.
It's just overkill. I didn't even know that every game had every Pokemon. I didn't know that.
I mean, the only ones that had every Pokemon was Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire in the 3DS on forward. And then it's kind of like the last game on each system. It allows you to have every Pokemon pretty much. Because I think Black and White, you're able to have every Pokemon prior to that, or Black and White 2 maybe, and then X and Y didn't. But then come Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, you're able to bring everything over, if I'm not mistaken. But looking at my playtime, dude, I have 89 hours and 51 minutes.
Damn.
But I have the Pokédex complete. I have all 400 Pokemon, which, thanks to Jeff, shout out to Jeff, my boy, for hooking me up with the Shield exclusives that I needed to complete the Dex.
Yeah, because I'm fucking not close enough to get you them shits.
Well, let me know what you need. I got them, so I could always breed them.
I think I'm in the rock jam or ground jam.
Sure, about halfway through.
And like, I'm not like itching to play anymore. Like, I've gotten my Pokemon fix, so I think this is gonna be a game that I just play when I'm like going somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
Like,
that's fair.
Because
I can see that.
When I'm like riding in the car,
it's a good portable game that you
Switch,
can play a little bit at a time.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
I feel that.
I don't know, man. Like, it's just okay.
Yeah.
Like, I know that you really like it, and a lot of people really like it, but like, I don't know, man. I just expected more. I don't know if I just expected too much. Probably did.
I think a lot of people did. And
they make so much money. Like, they should make the best fucking game ever, man. Like, their character designs are like, Pokemon is so cool because the Pokemon are cool. That's why people play these games. And like,
yeah,
they finally came out with some cool, like, and that's another thing I started disliking Pokemon is because I felt like the monster designs like weren't as cool. All the new Pokemon are fucking awesome in this game. Like, I love the new Pokemon.
I agree. I think all the designs, all the new mons are pretty sweet, except for like 2.
Like I like all 3 starters. Right now, I have all 3 starters on my team because like I like
Yeah,
all
the
of them.
starters grew on me, but I didn't really care for
Yeah.
them at first. I think I would absolutely love Rillaboom if he didn't have the big ass drum.
Dude, I love the drum.
I don't know. I think it's just like cheesy that he has a big drum the whole time. You know.
Yeah.
I think if he would have it just for like his signature move or something like that, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I feel that.
Because like
Sonic
how
was my boy, yeah.
how Cinderace or whatever just has like the rock that catches on fire for its signature move. Like that'd be kind of
Yeah.
cool if he just like, here's my drum.
Yeah, I feel you.
Because he has a really cool design, just like him alone. I think he has the
Yeah.
best design, but the drum I think kind of takes away from it personally.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, but yeah. So going back to my playtime, like I have like over almost 90 hours in this game, and probably like 75 of it took me to complete 400 Pokemon in the Dex. So just imagine if it was double that. Because as of right now, I think there's 900 or 890 Pokemon total.
Damn.
So
And how many are in this game?
400.
Okay, so about half.
Yeah. Which I honestly think like 400 should only be what every game ever has. If you have more than 400,
yeah, man,
that's
like just cut out all the cut out all the whack Pokemon, and just put all the good ones.
Yeah, which I mean, there are some good ones that didn't make the cut, but I think what they wanted to do was just have other Pokemon a chance to shine in like more of the competitive side, or just for people to play with, like in the story or whatever. Because I mean, you don't have like the most common fuckingly used Pokemon competitively like Salamence and Garchomp or Kangaskhan or Chansey in this game. So, which I don't mind because they're like on every fucking team. Well, maybe not Chansey, but the other 2 or 3 are in prior years. So, speaking of competitive, I think Sword and Shield is going to be the most accessible and fun way to play Pokemon, quote unquote, competitively. I don't use competitively to be like professional, like go play in tournaments sort of Pokemon, but more so just like being able to play it on the battle spot against other people online. Doing like ranked battle spot or just playing with other people. I think it's going to be so much easier, which they've kind of been doing over the course of time, just making it more and more accessible and easier for people to be able to get into it. Because Pokemon has a really bad issue with people hacking Pokemon in the game to play in tournaments and stuff with, because of how time consuming usually it takes. But I mean, dude, this Dreepy that I've been breeding, even though I'm just trying to breed shinies, I have like a full box of like perfect 5 IV shiny of Dreepies, and like it didn't really take me that long. Like you just get into a raid that has the Pokemon you want, which that can be kind of time consuming because sometimes you need the raid that you need, and if you don't have the raid, you can't get the Pokemon, obviously. But if you just get into the raid of the Pokemon that you need, you're guaranteed at least 3 perfect IVs, which are the individual values of Pokemon from 0 to 31, being 0 the worst, 31 the best. And you're guaranteed 3 at least for a 3-star, all the way to 5 or to 6 with a 5-star raid. So that right there makes it so easy. Like I bred a 5 IV Dreepy probably within like an hour, which usually would take hours to breed from 0 to a perfect mon.
Yeah.
But also that's not including like training it for its effort values, which are the EVs, which that's a whole nother mess to explain. So there are some things that it's hard for people to understand, because Pokemon's actually a very deep game in the role-playing side of it for competitive.
You're like speaking a different language right now, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. Like Pokemon has a lot more to it than just the story, because honestly the story of Pokemon is always the worst. I don't think I've really enjoyed a story in Pokemon probably since Gen 2. That was like the last time I actually cared about a story. Maybe Gen 3. But I was also younger whenever those games came out as well.
But I mean, is it really too much to ask to just have a decent story? Like,
no.
write something.
No, I agree.
Like,
and people will argue, well, it's a kids game. Kids don't care about story. But like, so what?
a lot of kids games have story. Like,
Yeah, like
yes,
Zelda.
it is a kids game, but it's also an adult game. By the way you're talking about it, like
Yeah,
it ranges from being accessible enough for kids to start out and play.
yeah,
to
and then
being
they made it so
deep enough
easy
that
in this
adults wanna
game.
play it.
So like, all you gotta do is just like read an article about it, or like go watch a YouTube video about it. People will explain it to you, and like,
Yeah.
and they made it so easy with like now also playing online gets you battle points to buy stuff, which before you can only use the battle tower. They have the Ivy checker, which they had in Sun and Moon, but it's a lot better, I think, in this one. And I don't know, just overall the competitive side of it and the battling side of it is just so nice. Which I think, which that was the main focus from the get-go in this game, because even in interviews, like they were saying, like the reason why they cut the Pokemon, people want to argue and say that it's because of animations, but that's not really why. It's because they wanted they wanted the competitive side of it. They wanted to have it more balanced to where you could use different Pokemon, and it's not the same Pokemon that you've been using for the past 5 years.
Yeah, like the more Pokemon they have, the less balance it's gonna be.
Exactly, and that's why I argue against having the National Dex in it, because if you would have the National Dex, it'd be the exact same scene that we've had the last 5 years, going back from Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire till now, or until last year. So, you know, that's my thoughts on it. But no, I totally agree with you about the story. I mean,
I just wanted more. Like that's what it comes down to. I just expected more, but like it's not a bad game by any means. Like it's a solid Pokemon game. Like there's nothing wrong with it. It's not broken.
mm-hmm.
If you like Pokemon, you're gonna like it. But like it's just more Pokemon. That's what it is.
Yeah. So I mean, if you like Pokemon, it's just more Pokemon. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like Mario games. It's like if you like Mario, it's more Mario.
Like Pokemon fans complain about this, but the game could have actually been broken. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
like there could have been actual issues with the game, but it's not. It works fine. It doesn't.
Yeah, which like the only
not, like,
issues
running terribly or anything.
The only issues people are having right now is like server. But I mean, it's a Nintendo game. Nintendo games always have server issues. Let's be real here. It's not just Pokemon, even though it's like, you know, millions of people on the server at one time. Because it's not like it's just region based. Because I can surprise trade a Pokemon and get a Japanese Pokemon from someone in Japan. You know, so it's a worldwide server. Now they might have only so many people on one server, and they might have multiple servers, but overall, it surpassed the amount of sales, which I forgot to look up, but it surpassed. I think it was like the number one selling Pokemon game.
Damn, really?
Yeah, I think so.
I saw it was the best-selling Switch game already.
Yeah, that might be what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Best-selling Switch game, which is insane. But that was the thing about
6 million copies sold.
Yeah, but that was the thing about Pokemon in general, is that it's a system seller. It's always been a system seller for Nintendo.
Yep.
And
imagine if they actually spent all that money and like developed like a crazy, inventive, like new type of game, but still Pokemon. Like change it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I try not to be too negative about it, but like.
Yeah, because I
don't know, man. Like we've been playing this shit for 20 years.
That might be the problem with us, to be honest.
Yeah, like.
Is that we've been playing this game for 20 years, and it's been the same for 20 years.
The same in quotes, like the same, but
yeah,
like
same.
it's the same that Call of Duty is the same. Like it's different, but like
It's the same formula, just different.
It's the same, yeah.
Different guns, different maps, different Pokemon, different region.
Yeah.
Say la même chose. Same thing. Yeah. There's something else I wanted to mention. Oh yeah, and not only was the story just lackluster, but it was so weirdly structured compared to most Pokemon. Cause like I felt like nothing was happening in the story in the game in general until like the very fucking end.
Yeah.
So I know you haven't beaten it yet, but like that's literally how it felt. Like nothing was happening until the end. And then the post-game story content was very fucking weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I honestly don't know. Like, if someone asked me to explain the story, I'd be like, me and this dude, like, we're trying to be Pokemon masters. And, like, that's it.
Yeah.
And then, like, they broke down a wall, and then there was, like, a wolf inside.
Yeah, that's a very, very basic story summary. I love it. Yeah, basically it's just you and your neighbor going to become the champion of the Pokemon League. Which that's
another thing.
Kind of been dude, this is literally the same thing from Generation 1. It's the same storyline.
Gen 1, you start out the game, you're in a town. There's 10 houses, 15 maybe buildings.
No, Pallet Town had literally 3 buildings.
Okay, whatever. This game, it's your house and your neighbor's house. That's it. Like, come on.
Yeah, like in a
Make
town.
Like a cool, like little village, like.
Yeah, in a town.
I don't know. I'm nitpicking, but like, still, like, what?
Well, yeah, it was very similar to like how every starting town is. It's like you have like you and your neighbor, and then like the professors, and that's like it.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's always been the same. But
maybe I'm just like remembering the old games like through like rose tinted glasses, but I don't know. Just felt like
possibly
bland.
Oh, yeah. I need to get an egg. Yeah, because dude, honestly, I mean, yeah, the tree textures are like whatever. Like I have the tree on the screen right now. It's like it's a generic tree. It's very very rough looking, but I can give two shits. Like I don't play Pokemon for trees. But the rest of the environment, the rest of the game, honestly, dude, it's gorgeous. Like it's a really nice game.
Yeah,
it looks really nice.
Yeah.
And then the cities and the routes, people were saying it was like empty, like the routes, but it's weird because usually the routes had like 20 fucking trainers, and every time you walked into the grass, every 3 steps was a wild encounter, which was way too much. So now with Overworld and like one grass encounter at a time, like you can walk through the grass and never get an encounter. So that saves a lot of time.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. Yeah,
and then
I love it.
You don't really need to battle the trainers as much as you used to in prior games because the amount of experience you get overall is a lot more.
Yeah.
Of course it scales with your level and stuff, but it's nicer. And then the cities, I don't think the cities were that bad. There was a couple of them that were like, why it's so barren here.
Yeah, it's like a street.
Yeah. And then like others, it was just like multiple little apartments that you can go into, and like there was like one person in there that had like nothing to really say of any worth, and it was just like, why should I even go in here? Like, what's the point? They don't add anything.
Yeah.
But NPCs in Pokemon have always been very lackluster, except for the ones that like give you stuff.
I wish they'd at least like give like me and like my rival or like just a couple people with some voices. Like,
yeah, that's something. Man, Pokemon's never done that, which is really unfortunate.
I mean, a lot of Nintendo games haven't, but
that's very true. Because they kind of make you.
But they did in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
that was. You know what I'm saying? Like,
dude, that was mind blowing. Zelda with voice acting. Oh my god.
Yeah.
maybe the next Pokemon. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe in like
At least
2 years,
in this
next year
one,
they're gonna.
your character has expression.
Does he though? Because like he
More
kind of
than
just like
previous ones.
stands there.
Previous ones, they were just
Really?
like stone faced the whole time, no matter what.
Yeah.
They'd be falling off a cliff and they would just have the same smile on their face.
Could you like customize your like buy clothes for your character before?
They started that in X and Y.
Okay.
X and Y had it, and Sun and Moon somewhat had it. Well, I take it back. Sun and Moon did.
Able to make my dude look cool.
X and Y and Sun and Moon did, or Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire didn't though, because that was a remake.
Okay.
So they just wanted you to play as like the
Yeah.
But honestly, what's kind of cool that it's really not needed in this game, but it's pretty sweet. Is the fucking trainer cards.
Yeah, I haven't really like looked at them, but like I'll get them.
Dude, I spent a good bit of time pimping mine out. I got it on screen right now.
Really?
That's pretty dope. It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
And then like it'll show like your first partner Pokemon, your current team that you have, your Pokemon caught, which actually needs to be fixed. I haven't caught 311. I have all 400 Pokemon, so I don't know. And then shiny Pokemon found, I have 3. And then like you get a little icon on it whenever you get the Pokédex complete and everything, and it just allows you to have more customization to you and kind of gives you, because like whenever you go to play online, like the person you're playing will see that card. Yeah. And then they'll be like, "Oh shit. That dude got drip." But overall, I really enjoy it. I'm obsessed with it, but I think it's because I'm more of like into the competitive side of Pokemon more so than casually playing the story.
Yeah.
Like I usually just kind of rush through the story.
So like for me, it's just like, yeah.
So
yeah,
that's kind of my reasoning as to why I like it so much, because they've improved a lot of quality of life stuff in this game for the competitive side of stuff, and which I think that was the main focus in this one. I think they just wanted a really strong competitive scene on the Switch, and then probably everything else that we're hoping for hopefully comes down the road in the next couple of iterations.
Yeah.
But we'll see. But
we'll see.
Who knows? But overall, I don't know what I'd give it. Like overall, like if there was no competitive scene, it'd be like a 7, maybe. Just because like the region's cool, the Pokemon's cool, the wild area is a plus, overworld encounters a plus. Story was very lackluster, so I guess that's kind of why I would knock it down a few. But with the competitive,
just another solid entry.
Yeah, with the competitive stuff, I'd say probably like 8.5.
Yeah.
So, I think it's one of the best that we've gotten. So far, I mean, I almost have 100 hours into it, and I think the last time I put hours and hours into a Pokemon game was Omega Ruby and X and Y. I think Alpha Sapphire I had like over 400 hours.
Jesus.
Which is more time than
20 hours.
I have more time in Alpha Sapphire than Skyrim.
Damn.
Yeah, dude.
That's saying something.
Yeah. And then I think X and Y I had like around the same. But Sun and Moon I had maybe like 200.
Yeah.
Which is still a lot, but not as much. So, but yeah, I would say, I mean, you can still casually play through the story and whatnot. You know, finish it, beat the championship, do the post game story. You know.
Yeah, like if you're not like super hardcore fan,
yeah,
I feel like you're gonna enjoy it.
I think it's a perfect game for like just playing a little bit here and there, like if you're on a road trip or you're waiting in the doctor's office or whatever you may be doing. I don't know.
Yeah.
You got maybe like 30 minutes to kill. Just play a game of Pokemon, beat a gym, get to the next route, get to the next city, and then call it a day.
Yeah, it's a perfect Switch game.
Yeah, for sure. I'm starting to lose my voice. But I think that's pretty much all the topics to really cover at the moment.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. So I don't really know what there's going to be to talk about the next week or so.
Yeah, I don't know what's coming out. Like, I think almost everything's out already.
Yeah, that might be kind of it. I guess maybe like we can start talking about like our game of the year.
Game of the year, yeah. Yeah, that's probably going to be the next podcast, I'd imagine.
Yeah, we can do that because that'll be December.
Yeah.
So, cool deal. Well,
alrighty.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this week's episode of the Tech Rich Games podcast. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yep.
If you're listening to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, don't forget to hit that follow button so that way you'll be notified whenever new episodes come up and you'll be able to listen in on those. And if you're on YouTube watching me play Pokemon and listening to us.
Did you get any shinies?
No.
Damn.
I did not. But I was like half-ass playing because like I was trying to concentrate on us talking and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it was a lot of multitasking.
When you started the Nuzlocke playthrough for the channel, bro.
What was that?
When you starting the Nuzlocke playthrough for the channel?
When
you play Sword?
Well, you could do alt counts now on the Switch, so I could play through Sword or Shield, really.
Truth.
Because I could probably do a Nuzlocke. I was also thinking about doing like a surprise trade lock. That'd be kind of cool.
Because they need someone to do the voices, and if Nintendo's not going to do it, they need Cade to do the voices.
Gotta do the British punk rock voice when I get to the Doc Top Game.
I need to hear you commentate all the cutscenes.
Yeah, dude, they could have just got me. I don't know why they just didn't reach out to me. I could have
Exactly.
done every voice. I could have done the girl voices. I could have done the guy voices. I could have done the Pokemon voices for all I give a shit.
You could have done it all.
I could have done it all, man. I'm a Swiss Army knife.
You're the Taysom Hill of voice acting.
Was it?
You're the Taysom Hill of voice acting.
You're right. I am Taysom Hill of voice acting. I do.
No one who listens to this podcast is going to get that unless they're from Louisiana and like sports.
He plays for the New Orleans Saints. That's all you got to know.
Yeah.
To be quick with it. But yeah, if you're on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that way you'll always as well be notified when we have new videos. Hit that bell button as well to make sure you get those notifications. And all that's free. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to pay anything or do anything. Just hit those buttons. Follow and subscribe.
Yeah.
Do it. Ring a ding ding, like Cooper says.
Ding ding, y'all.
Or ding ding. That's what it is. Ding ding, y'all. Yeah, so probably Pokemon content coming to the channel. I might do stuff on either my channel or on Twitch as well. I don't know yet what my plans are.
Yeah.
I got a lot of time, so I might as well do something because there's really not much coming out the rest of the year, and it's just the holidays, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But speaking of holidays, for all of our American listeners out there, which I'm sure probably everyone is, hope you guys, this is going to be coming out after Thanksgiving, so hope you guys had a happy Thanksgiving. And if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, if you're not in America, hope you had a good Thursday.
Yeah.
And happy holidays to everybody. And hope you have some good time with your family and friends. And that's all I pretty much have to say. So we'll see you guys next time.
Goodbye. You bought both games twice, didn't you? You bought Sun and Moon twice, right?
I plead the fifth.